Welcome back to the channel, everyone. KB Fantasy Sports back at it again, this time with some NBA action. So in the first round of the playoffs, the Miami Heat got absolutely destroyed in 3 out of the 4 games by the Cleveland Cavaliers. But guess what? We're going to be nice. We're going to give the Heat another chance. That's right. We're going to replay Game 4 to see if they, get blown out again or just lose by a normal amount, or if they win and extend the series. Either way, let's go!
All right, and introducing this is like a regular scoreboard you would see at any arena or school gym or whatever. So we're going to try using this scoreboard for once, and of course over here that's our dice rolling app that we're going to use. Don't forget to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you like sports simulation with dice videos such as this. If you are new to the channel, to simulate NBA games, basically one roll of the 2 dice will matriculate 3 minutes of gameplay. So one roll of the 2 dice will indicate how many points they get. The cool thing is, if they roll a double, for example, if they were to roll 2 6s, they get a bonus roll of 1 dice to go with the 2 dice they rolled. So without further ado, let's go ahead and tip this game off. All right, the Cavs are the visitors, so they will roll first. They start off with a 4, and the Heat start off with 7. All right, 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. The Heat are up 7-4. All right, Cavs turn the roll. They roll a 10, and the Heat get 8. All right, halfway through the first quarter, the Heat are up 15-14. All right, back over to the Cavs. They get 3, and the Heat get 7. 7. All right, 3 minutes left to go in the first. Miami increases their lead to 5. All right, last roll for the Cavs in the first quarter. They get a 7, and the Heat get 8. All right, the end of the first quarter, the Miami Heat lead the Cleveland Cavaliers 30-24. Onward to the second quarter, Cleveland starts out with a 6. Miami starts out with 9. 9 minutes to go in the second, the Heat go up by 9, 39-30. All right, Cavs turn the roll. They roll a 10, and the Heat get a 6. All right, the Heat hanging on to a 45-40 lead halfway through our second quarter. All right, back to the Cavaliers. They roll a 10, and the Heat get 9. 3 minutes left to go until halftime. Miami with a 54-50 lead. Last roll of the first half for Cleveland. They get a 2. That's a double. That's a bonus roll of 1 for 4 more for a total of 6. And Miami gets, they get a double also. That's 8 plus a bonus roll of 1 more for 9. All right, both teams in the first half with their first doubles of the game, but the Heat are up 63-56 as we go into the second half. All right, our phantom halftime show is over. It's time to start the third quarter. Cleveland gets 8. Miami gets, that's a double. That's 10 plus a bonus roll of 6 for 16. 3 minutes into the third quarter, Miami have blown this game open. They lead by 15. All right, Cleveland must come back to complete the sweep. They roll a 7. Miami rolls 9. The Miami Heat are fighting for their playoff lives here, and they are up by 17 halfway through the third. All right, back to Cleveland. They get an 8. Miami with 5. 3 minutes left to go in the third. Miami still up 93-79. Final roll of the third quarter for Cleveland. They get a 5. Miami. That's a 6. That's a double. That's a bonus dice. They get 3 more for 9. All right, time to go into Excuse me. Time to go into the final quarter. Miami up 102-84. Can they hang on to make the series go one game longer? Let's find out. All right, start of the fourth quarter for the Cavs. They get a 9. Miami. That's 12. That's a huge double. And a bonus roll of 3 more for a total of 15. All right, sorry about that, folks. A huge cat just walked into the arena and knocked over the camera. But nonetheless, there we go. 9 minutes left to go. In the fourth, the Heat are up 117-93. All right, back to Cleveland. Let's see if they just mail this thing in. They get a 9. And Miami, that's 2. That's a double, so they get a bonus roll of 4 more for a total of 6. All right, 6 minutes left to go in Game 4. Miami up by 21. It's almost academic at this point. All right, Cleveland needs a huge comeback if they're going to finish this sweep off. They get an 8. Miami with 3. All right, 126-110. The Heat lead by 16. Only 3 minutes left to go. All right, final roll of the game for Cleveland. They get 6. Miami with 10. That's it. It's all over. Miami has destroyed Cleveland 136-116 to stay alive. Cleveland still leads the series 3-1, and we will go to a Game 6.
All right, there you have it, everyone. Miami beats Cleveland 136-113. We are going back to Cleveland for Game 5. All right, for everyone at KB Fantasy Sports, I want to thank everyone once again for tuning in and proving that, well, anything can happen in Dice Sports. So like, subscribe, throw me some comments. We will see you again in the next video.